Yes.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Saurabh and I will be the Sergeant in Arm for today's meeting. I welcome you all to the 478 meeting of Eloquent Toastmasters Club, Gurgaon. Toastmasters meeting has an MRP, mission, rule, and passion. So we're playing you back. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Saurabh and I will be the Sergeant in Arm for today's meeting. I welcome you all to the 478 meeting of Eloquent Toastmasters Club, Gurgaon. Toastmaster meeting has an MRP, mission, rule, and passion. Talking about mission of our Toastmaster Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now jump on the rules. The first rule is please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode. For that, I will give you 10 seconds. Are you there? No, time is now. Now the second rule is as a Toastmaster, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics in a derogatory manner. Least and another law, the third rule is please do not cross talk. For online audience, please put yourself on mute if you're not speaking. Turn off your video if you are stepping out of the meeting. This would help to avoid distractions of our speakers. Let's come on the passion. Eloquent is fifth consecutive president distinguished club. Salute to the blood and sweat of members and EC who have worked tirelessly and to make it happen. Now I am handing this stage to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Dixita. Over to you.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 478 meeting of Eloquent Toastmasters. Today is a very special day because today is the beginning of a Toastmaster new tenure. So let's start this journey with full commitment and renewed energy. Before we start with the meeting, we do have some guests in the meeting. So let's welcome guest Harsh. Just welcome. Yeah, just introduce yourself and let us know how to come to know about the club.
Hello everyone, my name is Harsh. This is my second meeting in this particular club. Last week I also came. I'm currently working in Deloitte. I'm from West Bengal. And learn the session.
Thank you, Harsh, for the lovely introduction. And we have another guest Sashank.
My name is Shashank, and I came to know this club while I was searching on Google. I wanted to join this club because I have been part of a club previously. So I'm working in an MNC. And I belong to the UP. That's for me, and looking forward to join.
Harsh and Sashank for the wonderful introduction. And we do have two guests, Siddharth and Gayatri. Definitely I'm not going to call them because we're moving to the next phase of Toastmasters now. So yeah. So before we start, I definitely want to introduce the captain.
Hi. I'm also the recent guest.
So we have another online guest, guest Sagar. Just introduce yourself or to come to know about India.
Hi. Thank you, Madam President. I have been Toastmasters and recently I've took a break for almost like a year or two, and I just thought of joining some of the other group. I was being member in Pune, so I'm just looking for some clubs in Gurgaon. So I tried to attend meeting today.
Thank you so much, guest Sagar. It's Sunny, are you there? No. Yeah. Yeah, just few introduction from your side as well.
So, hi everyone, good morning. I have the similar case like Sagar said. I also took break for around 8 to 10 months, and now I'm back as a Toastmaster. So, looking forward to have a great skill from this meetings. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sagar and Sunny, for the introduction, and hope to see you guys in our future meetings as well. So we have two more guests, but I'll not call you on the stage as we discussed. Okay, so before we kickstart off the meeting, so let me introduce the captain of the ship, that is the Toastmaster of the day, is Toastmaster Maya, who is basically a CA by profession, but when he comes on a stage, he's a confident leader and a captivating communicator. So let's welcome Toastmaster Maya.
Very good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you. It was the summer of 2018, if I remember correctly. I was commuting by Delhi Metro. I was just enjoying music on my ear. And thankfully, I had a seat as well. All of a sudden, two random people, they started shouting and yelling at each other. Very common in Delhi Metro, yes or no?
Yeah.
As a true Indian, I instantly took my earphones out as if I'm going to resolve their issue. Wanted to enjoy that. But something else grabbed my attention. There were two senior citizens sitting next to me. I had no clue about the context of their conversation. Distraction? I had no clue about the context of their conversation. But he made one statement which stuck with me for lifelong. He mentioned that more than 50% problems of this world can be solved if you just teach two skills to everybody. Just two skills. So those two senior citizens were having a random conversation and I had no clue about their conversation. But he mentioned one thing which stuck with me for lifelong. He mentioned that if you just teach two skills to everybody, more than 50% problems of this world can be solved. And what are those two skills? Mind management and money management. Very profound thought, isn't it?
Yes.
If I teach people how to control their mind and how to manage their personal finance, more than 50% problem can be solved. That's so true. I thought about it further and I realized that when we were in school, there is no formal education on this topic. Do we learn in school how to manage our mind or how to manage our personal finance? No. In fact, this is the reason most of the social media influencers these days are teaching these two skills because they know that no one of us learned this skill back in school. In today's meeting, I want to focus on one of these skills, and that is money management. I'm not going to give you any investment tip. Don't expect that. I'm not going to tell you that you have to invest in SIP, go for compounding, or invest in real estate in Gurgaon or not. I'm not going to do that. But I will give you certain lessons which are mostly inspired from a very nice book, Psychology of Money. And some are my personal experiences as well, of course. Let me ask you a question. Do you know what percentage of people invest in stock market in India? What percentage of people? It's little higher. Then 4, a little higher.
Less than 10%.
Less than 10%. It's 8%. Very precisely, 140 crore people, around 11 crore Indians have access to stock market. They have demat account and they go and invest. Right? Let's compare that to other countries. In US, very developed economy, of course, but we should aim for the best. In US, what percentage of people invest in stock market?
Around 50% more.
60% people invest in stock market in US. Okay, someone say that US may not be comparable. They already have so much money. Let's compare us to China, right? That's an apple to apple comparison. In China, they also have 140 crore people, and they do not have that much money that like people in US have. What percentage of people in China invest money in stock market? 30% people in China invest money in stock market. And see where we stand. Think about the Sensex. If just 8% more in India come and invest, where the investment will go? We will talk more about some lessons from the book. But as a first step, because we have various guests in today's meeting, let me tell you the agenda of this meeting. Toastmaster meeting is generally divided into 3 sections. The first section is a prepared speech section. We have one eminent speaker today. He will come and present his speech here. The second section is fun-filled section, table topic section, wherein we will have our table topic master give you a random topic. You need to speak and think on your feet and speak for 1 to 2 minutes. And the good part is guests can also participate in this session. The last section is evaluation section. Any performance without evaluation is of no use. So to talk more about the last section of the meeting, I would like to call upon the stage our very own Toastmaster, my fellow chartered accountant. He's a coach, mentor to all of us, Toastmaster Ashish.
Thank you. From one money man to the other money man. Most of us are here working professionals, right? Any entrepreneur? We have one. He's his own boss. All of us have bosses. But by the way, he also has a boss. Guess who?
Customers.
Right? Imagine that you are a new employee. You've joined a new job. Either it's a change of job or it's a new job that you're taken. And you buggered up something. Something has gone wrong. Happens, yeah, a lot of times. I keep buggering up everything. And imagine that you get a call from your boss. I have a feedback for you. What would happen to the heartbeat?
116.
All negative thoughts like
All the thoughts. The mind management will go down. And money management, forget it. The increment is not coming this year for sure. Yeah. If there was one cuss word in the corporate lexicon, that would be, if you were to tell me one cuss word without getting the bad cuss word, feedback. Right? And nowadays we have 360-degree feedback. Imagine the situation of a leadership, 360-degree. Everybody is aiming what shots at you, and you don't know what to do, right? You know, in Toastmasters, we say feedback is the breakfast of champions. But how many of us are really looking for this kind of feedback? That really, you know, why it is so? And I read a book in which the author pointed something very interesting. He said that people who are, when we are receiving feedback, majority of the people who are receiving feedback feel that the giver is not giving it right. How many of you agree with this statement? Yeah? Majority of you. And when it comes to giving feedback, and though I have already reached that stage and you all will reach, perhaps many of you have already reached, the giver majority of them feel that the receiver is not receiving feedback properly. This is the irony of feedback. Unfortunately, I think this whole corporate world has got the concept of feedback wrong. And that's something which a lot of books are now trying to answer, understand. Feedback is not a criticism. Feedback is not a judgment. Feedback is not passing of the opinion, but actually it's something very, very different. And on that note, I want to share a story very similar to the situation. The newcomer, and this guy happens to be a new cricketer. And in the initial quite a few matches, he had string of low score. Expectations were very high, like it is in the corporate sector. But he had string of low scores. And he was getting reprimanded by all the seniors. And once, after scoring another low score, they were to travel from one place to the other, and his seat in the flight was next to the captain. And you can imagine, after a bad performance, if your seat is next to the boss, you can imagine the flight isn't going to be a pleasant one. And while he was sitting, his heartbeat, like ours, went up significantly. And he was expecting, I'm going to get earful today. But instead of giving the earful, that day, the captain of his told him, hey, you remember you scored that one boundary in the previous match. And looking at that shot, I felt that your form is back. And really, I really felt happy about it. And saying that, he went for a sleep. This guy was surprised, and imagine our neck is out of the hands of the captain. Instead, he is saying a positive word while I was expecting all the earphones. And guess what would have happened in the next match? This guy scored the innings of his life. In 32 balls, he scored 62 runs. This is the year 1992. One of the best ever innings in a one day. And that innings enabled his team to win World Cup in the subsequent matches. Any guesses whom I'm talking about?
Inzamam Haq.
Hey, Mrinal is not this one. Yes, this guy was Inzamam Haq. The year was 1992. And the captain was Imran Khan. Imran, put yourself in the shoes of Imran. You know, he could have criticized. He could have lashed on. Imagine that he fought with the selectors to get this guy in. He fought with the selectors to get this guy in, and the fellow is not scoring. Those few little positive words made such a big difference in the life and to the team. It's not just the positive word or positive feedback. It's not just meant for morale. It is equally meant for performance. And this story, I think, proves it beyond doubt. And let's back home. How many of you, when you are hearing the report of grammarian, think, okay, someone said A, B, C, D, E, and you are matching that. I hope something that I said did not come out over here. It happens, isn't it? Yeah. And I think that's one area where in Toastmasters, we all are working to learn and communicate a non-judgmental. It need not, for the grammarian, it need not to be said that someone said it like this. Right. So instead of that, you could just pick up the error and say this is how it has to be said correctly. Just pick up the error part of it. Don't pick up the sentence, because everybody will come to know who has spoken it. Our memories are sharp enough. God has given us the mind which is lousy, but the brain which is superpower. Right. So I think this is one area where we all, if we learn how to give the feedback positively, share your commendation, but even recommendation, share it positively so that the receiver is not feeling down. Receiver is not feeling, oh my God, why did the person take my name? Right? And that's the power which Inzamam in that example has shared with us. And today, all of us, and I encourage all the tag team players to apply this, equally the evaluators to apply this. Try and see the recommendation should not be a criticism, should not be pointing out the error. Instead, it should be that how we can fix it. Way forward, instead of this, we could have said like this. Right? So that, I think, avoids our heartbeats going up whenever the feedback is coming. All of you with me?
Yes.
Super. So on this journey of the evaluation and the feedback today, I am not alone. I have an amazing tag team player, and I believe the timer of it was yet to be fixed because the timer had to take the lead. Do we have the revised timer?
Yes.
Pritish is going to be the timer. Pritish is grammarian. He's going to double hat today. So why don't we invite our timer and grammarian Pritish? So one thing about Pritish, you all might know, he's a super fan of Bollywood, and if you don't trust me, listen to anyone of his speech. Right? Over to you.
I like the way that we talk to one another. So,
As a timer, my role as a timer is to monitor time during the prepared speech, table topics, and evaluation sections. For the prepared speech, I'll show the green card during whenever the 5 minutes we have reached the stage of 5 minutes. The yellow card whenever we have reached the stage of 6 minutes. The red card and during the time of 7 minutes until it will be displayed until the speaker does not stop. For the table topics, it goes for 1 to 2 minutes. I'll show the green card at 1 minute. For 1 minute, 30 seconds, I'll show the yellow card. For 2 minutes, I'll show the red card until the speaker stops. And for the evaluations, it goes for 2 to 3 minutes. I'll show the green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2 minutes, 30 seconds, red card at 3 minutes until the evaluator stops. So I'll give a report at the end of the meeting whenever the evaluator calls me. And with respect to, can I go ahead with the grammar? With respect to grammar, with respect to my role as a grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any improper language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, saying or thoughts. As grammarian, it is my duty to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day I will also write is quintessential. Quintessential, it means the perfect example of something. The sentence is, it is quintessential to arrive on time during any meeting of Toastmasters. And the phrase of the day is not bite the bullet. It is face the music. And it basically means to face the consequences. So if you're late and if you have missed the deadline of your senior, face the music tomorrow.
can you write the meaning of those?
Each chemical value.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So much. The tool for here. It is quintessential to have some or the other role in Toastmasters meeting so that our timer and grammarian don't have to play the one role or two roles as one person. But anyways, I think this is also another challenge, interesting challenge, and I'm sure Pritish is going to enjoy it. And I hope he doesn't face the music. Thank you so much. So whenever anybody is using word of the day or beginning of the day, what all we have to do is to give a thumbs up. and virtual audience can give the thumbs up either as emoji or show their lovely faces and their lovely in person or their lovely thumbs itself. Either case will work. Now we call our next role player that happens to be accountant, and they are accountant is Saurabh. Let me invite Saurabh on the stage.
Toastmaster India guest. Back again with another new role. I'm a accountant today. My role is pretty simple. Listen carefully and note down filler words like so and other filler words as well. Accountant help you to become more aware of your unnecessary filler words that you are using in your speech. Don't worry, I'm not here to judge. Just to help everyone become more aware and improve their speaking skills. After the meeting, I will share my detailed report. All the best speakers and the participations.
Let's give it 100 round of applause to Saurabh. So we have two double role players today, Sajid Ram and the accountant as well as the timer. Marian, we all look forward to come back. It's a celebration meeting today, and the theme is amazing in terms of learning more about the most important M in our life, that's mind and money. And over to our DM Modi today, take the session.
Thank you so much for what a lovely explanation of the role of general evaluator. Now we'll start with the lesson number 1 for today's meeting. Before I discuss the lesson number 1, I want to ask a question to you. And if you have read this book already, please do not answer. Let others think and answer. We all have heard this word wealth, and we all want to accumulate wealth, right? There's nothing wrong in that, of course. What, according to you, is the meaning of wealth? You can define in your own manner. Is it a number? Is it a feeling? Is it a lifestyle? You can define financially, spiritually. Yeah, freedom. Freedom, very good. Anyone else?
Basically, to own something, kind of, you can have anything.
Yes.
Buy own things.
And
Feeling abundance, anything which makes me rich.
not only that's the true answer, actually. Guru Grammar answer. Cushion. Nice. Virtual audience. Can we see some lovely faces? Anyone from virtual audience? What, according to you, is wealth? No one?
I think best wealth is your health.
Say again, please.
Best wealth is your health.
That's a good answer.
Whatever we have, we are satisfied with it.
Very good. As you can see, that wealth is a very subjective term, and it has multiple meaning to it. Let me give it a true meaning. Then I'll go to the book meaning as well. The true meaning is, if you see someone with a large house with a Mercedes car parked outside, your psychological mind will say the person is wealthy. That's the simplest answer, right? That's how our subconscious is trained. I like all the answers, but that's the most common answer. Now let's come on to what this book says. What you see, large house, a Mercedes car, designer clothes, they are not true wealth. They are symbol of wealth. They are symbol of wealth. And if I talk about in numbers, you can never express wealth in numbers. What is true wealth is, this person already answered, is freedom. The control over your time. If you can control your time, you are wealthy. If you cannot control your time, you are still not wealthy. Let me explain you. If you wake up in the morning and you have no compulsion that you have to do this particular thing today, you can decide you want to work, you want to do a passion project, you want to take a vacation, you want to relax, or you want to do anything else. Only then you are wealthy. So you need to accumulate this much money so that whenever you wake up in the morning, you can make this decision. So if money is not giving you freedom, you are not getting wealthy. Money has to give you the freedom to decide what you want to do. Only then you are becoming wealthy. Companies pay dividend on their profits. And the dividend that money pays is the freedom, the control over your time. That's the real meaning of wealth. Let's understand the second meaning now within the lesson number one. So second topic within the lesson number one. Again, I'll ask a question to you, and this is a difficult one. I would love to have answers. If your expenses remain the same, and God forbid your paycheck stops, for how long could you go without a paycheck? If your expenses remain the same and your paycheck stops, for how long could you go without a paycheck? Depends on the savings that we are. Depends upon the savings. Someone will say 5 months, someone will say 6 months, someone will say 1 year. But ultimately, the answer to this question is dependent upon savings.
Also, if you have invested rightly and you are getting able to generate regular revenue.
I'm saying there's no income, let's say. There's no income. Ever since our childhood, we have been taught that saving is equal to income minus expenses. Is that true?
Yes.
Now let me change that equation for you. Saving is not equal to income minus expenses. Saving is, in today's world, saving is equal to income minus your ego. Now, what does that mean? Let's elaborate this equation. Income minus equation, ego. Income, we all know the money we are earning from our job, from our business, or from our investments. That is income, no complexity. Let's understand ego. What is ego here? And what ego is doing in this equation? Ego means the urge that you have to meet or exceed the perceived lifestyle of your friend, of your colleague, of your relative. Let me make it simple for you. If your friend has purchased iPhone 15 and you want to replicate that or you want to exceed that, that's your ego. Even if you are spending money on the things you don't need just to impress others, you are spending money on the things you don't need to impress others, that is your ego. If ego is high, then your savings will go up or down. In fact, it can go negative as well. You can be in debt also. But if your ego is low, which means you don't need external validation to make a purchasing decision for yourself. You are least bothered what others are doing. Then your ego is low, which means your saving is high. In today's world, specifically in Gurgaon, the ego is on an increasing trend or a declining trend. Be very honest. It's showing a very, very dangerous trend. It is on a sharp increasing trend. In fact, not just adults. I tell you about my 7-year-old daughter. My 7-year-old daughter, she calls me Papu. She says, Papu, my friend's father has a car with a sunroof. Why don't we have? Can you not purchase a car with a sunroof? At that time, I answered her. I said, can you see that family across the road? She said, yes. I mentioned her. They don't even have a home. Forget about the car. Why are you not? If you want to do the comparison, you have to compare on both sides of the curve. So if you today's world, you want to increase your savings, you want to cover yourself for the rainy days when there is no income, then you have to low down your ego. Your savings will automatically go up.
I have one question.
Yes, please.
Hi, Mayank.
Yeah.
My question is like, this is good that you need to be satisfied and see both parts of the society where your daughter asked you to have a car with a sunroof, which you don't at the moment, and the other person who is not even affording a house. But don't you think that is a kind of a limiting belief where we look at that part of the society where that would kind of give us a drive that we are at a position which is much better. And let's not look at the other part because we strive to go there, but possibly because of the income parity or whatever is the reason. Let's not consider the reason. We are not going there. The first point is the limiting belief. So I think this would be a limiting belief. And the second thing is the wealth creation for me was always investing in myself because I am my biggest investment. So whatever wealth I would invest in myself at some point of time, that would definitely give me some kind of dividends at any point of time because you do a lot of things, but then you try to strive for better. So what's your take on that?
Very nice thoughts, Mrinal. For the first point that you made, what I have experienced in life, competition to an extent is always helpful. It will give you an urge to grow, to do something new in life every day. So, to some extent, it is good. But if we want to flaunt our particular Zara clothes or Louis Vuitton bags, then that's a problem. That's where we need to draw the line. That's my view. Of course, happy to have thoughts from others as well.
I have a classic
Yeah.
example to this. Few days back, I decided to upgrade my wardrobe because these days I have been into very formal gatherings quite often. So I thought, let's upgrade the wardrobe. And I was so excited about the thought. So I started scrolling. The fact is that I hate doing this task, means scrolling and doing some online shopping because it consumes a lot of time. So I was scrolling, adding things to the cart, whatever I liked. Yesterday, I realized in one app there is a cart of 21,000, and in another application there is a cart of 51,000. I was like,
Amazing.
what? Means 70,000. That's fine. It makes sense that I have not done any specific shopping in the last 2 years, but does that mean that I'll spend 70,000 in one go? So I gave a thought. Is this what I need? Is this really necessary? The another side said, let's break it up. To spend 10,000 in 7 months. So I belong to credit card industry, so I understand the users of credit card means how essentially means how quintessential the people are who are using credit cards for the economic. But then again, I dropped the thought. Again, thought that is it really necessary? So I cut that 70,000 into 7,000.
If you would have spent it, you would have faced the music, I'm sure. From your husband.
True, so true. Amazing. So let's start with the first topic of first agenda point of today's meeting, which is prepared speech section. Today we have an eminent speaker, Toastmasters Sagar. But to announce his part and purpose of the speech, I would like to request Vibrant Toastmaster Ayushi, please come onto the stage and announce his part and purpose.
Master Sagar today is presenting a speech from the Pathway Team Collaboration. The purpose is for the speaker to present vocal variety and body language. It is a level 1 project 3 project and the speech timing is for 5 to 7. The speech title is Just One More Thing. All right.
All right, now we have Toastmaster Sagar on the stage, and the title of his speech is Just One More Thing. Toastmaster Sagar, Just One More Thing. All the best. Get what you think. How many of you have any unfulfilled desires or any kind of challenges in life? Please raise your hand. Let me see. One more question. How many of you think that you will be happy if those challenges are overcome or your desires are fulfilled?
Please raise your hand. Yeah. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster, engaged. Good afternoon. Isn't it surprising that so many of us link our happiness to that one particular thing or problem that we have in our life? Few years back, I did a happiness program where they told me a story. They said, if you ask a child when you will be happy, he may say, once I'll get good marks. If you ask a class 12 grade student the same question, he may say, once I got into college. If you ask a college going guy, he may say, once I get a girlfriend or and a good job. If you ask an employee, he'll say, once I'll get a car and I'll get married. If you ask that same question or to a well-settled, happily married person, he will again say that, once my kid will get good marks. So it's a vicious circle, never-ending one, right? So what if your boss is bad? So what if your mother-in-law does not like you? So what if you're not able to lose weight? So what you count on your blessing. You have so many good things in life, isn't it? But we keep thinking about that one particular negative problem. I take one of my recent example. 8 of my cousins decided to go to Goa along with their families. I decided to skip. One, we recently had done from Kerala. 2, there was a very important client meeting, the most important kind of one. Their CEO was changed. So, they invited me for a meeting, but I could not go. And this time, by saying no, I didn't want to face the music. So, although I wanted to go to Goa because the entire family was going, but I was, you won't believe, the day before everybody was supposed to fly, in the evening, I got an email that we have put that project on hold. My heart. That was my only client where I was able to generate revenue on a monthly basis for my startup. I was able to pay rent. I was able to give salary for one of them right from that particular. I was completely inside. Kept thinking till 12:30. I make a decision. I booked that flight for Goa. I started packing. 5 a.m. I was in taxi for Goa. We were 26 people. Can you imagine 26 people? That to a place like Goa. I enjoyed like there's no tomorrow. We partied. I left behind all the tensions. We danced, we sang, we pulled each other legs. There was so much laughter. I was so much rejuvenated. I was so relaxed. But while returning back, I came one day before because that day flight was very high. So you won't believe, I started working from the flight itself. After the speech, I can show it to you guys. I started messages to my teammates and clients that I'm writing this message from the flight. In the end, I would like to state that, guys, life is short, right? And you may get so much of problem. Today, you may have money. Sorry, you may have health, but not money. Tomorrow, you may get money, but not good health. Life will throw challenges one after the other. Keep fighting those challenges, but with as much. Over to you, Dr.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sagar. Now I would like to give you a 1 minute where you can share your feedback with Toastmaster Sagar. Timer, just let me know when the 1 minute is over.
Really? Oh. Yeah. It's okay. That's the beauty of this thing. All right. The 1 minute is over. Now we can start with the lesson number 2. So lesson number 2 is making money versus managing money. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between the two? Making money versus managing money. What do you understand?
Income plus saving.
Income plus saving. Okay. Any other thought? Making money plus managing money. Anyone from online audience?
Making money is like generating people who can manage their money, giving employment to the people, in short.
Okay.
And managing money is obviously you are being employed to someone.
Okay.
So entrepreneurs or the people who are working for themselves, they are actually making money, and rest everyone like me and rest of all we are managing money.
Okay. Anyone else from online audience? Yeah. You want to go? Yeah.
Making money is basically
Earning. Yes.
managing money is
Very nice. Excellent. Very good summary.
I think the best example would be people who win lottery, they are getting money, but in within some food prices, they have to.
Very nice. In fact, he grabbed my story, which I'm going to narrate now. Don't let it happen. Let me tell you a story about a person, William Budd. He was very poor. In 1988, he just had $2 in his bank account. $2 today means no, sorry. $2 today means only 180 rupees. In 1988, he just had $2 in his bank account. And all of a sudden, he won a lottery for a staggering $16.2 million. $16.2 million today means almost 140 crore rupees. You can imagine the value in 1988. All of a sudden, he became super rich. You can say super wealthy as well. Within just 3 months, of winning the lottery, he became poor again. And not just that, he was in debt of $500,000. Why did it happen? This happened because of the reckless spending he did. He spent money on the things he did not need. He spent money on purchasing a big mansion, that too at a premium, just to flaunt. He made poor investment decisions. And again, back to square one. There are two things to learn here, making money versus managing money. Making money is, of course, linked to your skill set, linked to your education, linked to your training. For example, you're doing a job, you're doing a business, or you have investments. This is how you are making money. But managing money is altogether a different ballgame. Managing money means you already have that money and now you need to manage it properly. For making money, you need the skill set, training, and all that stuff. But for managing money, what you need is one person rightly described. And I will link to the example which Bhavna put it earlier. Managing money is linked to control over your emotions. If you have emotional control, you will be able to properly manage your money. Otherwise, you will keep on adding stuff to your cart, right?
So you need that emotional control. You need to have that disciplined behavior to manage money properly. What do you think in our schools or in our education system? The focus is on teaching the kids making money or teaching the kids managing money? Making money. Schools, college, everywhere, the focus is just on making money. No one is teaching us how to manage money. So for managing money, the only mantra is control over your emotions. If you can control over your emotions, you have the right emotion when you are doing your purchasing decision, you will be able to manage. Tell me one thing. What is the one skill you wish, financial skill I'm talking about, financial management skill you wish you had learned earlier?
Investing in stocks and mutual funds.
Managing money. Managing money, of course. I became a chartered accountant in 2011. And chartered accountants are supposed to be financial experts. Till 2018, my entire money was in fixed deposits. I did not make a single investment in the stock market because there was no focus anywhere to teach how to manage money. And we were prone to do the investment in the safer investments. Let me ask one more question. If today, let's say you get a good amount of money, let's say you get 10 crore in your bank account today, how will you manage it? What will you do with that?
Real estate.
Real estate. Diversification. Can anyone explain what is diversification?
Yeah, you invest in real estate, gold, mutual fund stocks, some in the fixed deposit, maybe FD or.
Yes. Yes. See, money management is linked to the, depending upon the needs that you will have in a different time horizon. If you have need in 1 year, if you have need in 5 years, or if you have need in 10 years, accordingly you will decide the investment strategy and accordingly you will do the money management. If you need money in, let's say, 6 months, will you invest in fixed income securities or riskier options? But if you have need in like 5 years, where will you go? Fixed income or riskier? You can go for riskier or you can do a balance. Great. I will discuss lesson number 3 after the table topic session, which is my favorite lesson. So I'll start with the table topic section now. We have table topic master, Toastmaster Prince. Toastmaster. Oh, okay, you are Toastmaster Prince. Sorry, I didn't do that. Please come on. Over to you, Toastmaster Prince. I will have your chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you. So, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. So, I'm Prince Jindal, your table topic master for today. So, our theme is money wise, the topic that touches every one of us from childhood piggy bank to retirement dreams. So, let me open with a thought-provoking thought that Mayank just used. Too many people spend money they haven't earned to buy things they don't want, to invest in things they don't like. So being money wise isn't just about counting coins. It is about choices, priorities, and how we define value in our lives. So let me explain what this particular section is all about. So this is our impromptu speaking segment. I will present a question related to the theme and will invite volunteers to raise their hand or unmute the virtual audience to respond. Okay, and you will be getting 1 to 2 minutes to speak on that particular topic. So 1 minute, you will be given a green light. If you reach to 1 minute 30 seconds, then there will be a yellow light. Then, if you reach 2 minutes, then the timer would raise a red card. So let's begin with the first topic. So who would like to volunteer? So who would like to volunteer?
who has not spoken?
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Aditya, hi Aditya. Welcome to the stage. So, Aditya, the first topic is what's one thing you believe is worth every penny, no matter the cost? So, so this is the first topic. Aditya, over to you. Thank you.
There have been many lessons which I've learned over the span of my lifetime. Something related to money, something related to dreams, something how I should pursue my life. And one thing I truly believe is that no matter what happens, you have to have a purpose in your life. And from where did I get that? It's actually from a book, Man's Search for Meaning. I don't know if you guys have read that book or not. That book actually talks about a guy, Viktor Frankl, who was a Jewish person, and he was also a psychologist. In 1942, he was taken and put into a concentration camp. He went through all the trials and tribulations over there. The situation, the condition was like hell. People were not given food, people were not given warm clothes, people were not even given a proper place to stay. And a lot of people died. And what he did, being a psychologist, he was just focusing on how exactly human behave in these kind of situations. And what he noticed, that people who survived were people who had this hope that someday they will meet their family, which are outside. And once people get to know that their family has finished or died, unfortunately, they used to die. They also died in 2 to 3 days. So what I understood from that point is that no matter whatever you are doing, maybe you are entrepreneur, you are a job, or even you are an artist, whatever, you have to have a purpose which actually pushes you, which helps you to grow, and which helps you to live the life with full satisfaction. Thank you.
So who would like to volunteer next?
I can go next.
Vidya. Yeah, thank you. So if someone gave you 10 lakhs today, what would you like to do? Spend, save, invest, or donate? So if someone gave you 10 lakhs today, what would you do? Spend, save, invest, or donate? Vidya.
Yeah, thank you, Prince. So if I get 10 lakh today, after hearing all the motivation of how to manage money from Toastmaster Mayank, all the positive things that I've been learning about managing money, so my strategy would be to properly manage that money so that how I can grow that 10 lakh to some 2x or 3x amount in, let's say, next 10 or 15 years. Because this 10 lakh is something I was not expecting. It's not something which I need to spend so quickly. So the strategy that I'll use will be the most popular strategy of not putting all your eggs in the same basket, which would be the policy of diversification. So I will invest this money across different security instruments, somewhat in stock market, somewhat in gold, some bit of money I will also keep for myself to do some kind of going to a vacation, a short vacation. And yeah, that is how I would like to use this money. Yeah, thank you.
Big strategy, Vijay. Thank you so much. So we have question number 3. Yeah, Dikshita, thank you. Very good. So tell us about a time you made a money decision that you regretted. and what you done, Dikshita. So tell us about the time you made a money decision you regretted and what you done. Over to you, Dikshita.
I'm not sure the money decision I have made, but all right, let me tell you this incident which happened with me like couple of weeks back. Okay, so I went on a trip and I was very excited about this trip, and it was a random trip. And me and my friend we booked a hotel, and then since I didn't look the details, I realized that that particular hotel is a bit outside of the town. So we decided that let's not go to that hotel. So we already wasted 10,000 happily. Okay, then we moved to another hotel. When we reached that particular hotel, we realized that there are no rooms available. Okay, then he suggested two names of the hotels. Like, ma'am, please try those hotels. I said, definitely. Without even looking the details properly, I just picked up the first number I found on the portal, internet, and then I called the hotel people. Like, this is the situation I have right now, and I need to book one room at least if you can get it, not two. Then he says, of course, ma'am, we have rooms available. Just pay the payment of this. Happy to pay the amount because as I'm born and brought up in Assam, but my mindset is still very calculated, not very good in maths, but very calculated in terms of whenever I get a discount. So I immediately became a banya person. I said, yay, I got the room for 6,000. Wow, what a deal. I immediately made the payment. And then I realized I was scammed. So yeah, I'm so hurt that day. I didn't know how to feel about it. Yeah, that's the whole story. Thank you.
Yeah. So certainly it was a long experience in that sense. So thank you. Thank you for everyone. So yeah, we have two more questions left. So yeah, please. Welcome to Charles on the stage. So yeah, the question is, would you rather have a job that pays a lot but it is life, or a job that you love that pays just enough? Let me repeat. So would you rather have a job that pays a lot but you dislike, or a job that you love that pays just enough? Okay, the shot.
Know how many people like doing job. No matter what they pay high or low. At the end of the day, it is a job. You make a mistake and you're out. You might love being in the people. You might like your team. You might have fun with them at evening and anytime you like to go out with them. But at the end of the day, you never feel like doing your job is a good thing. It seems kind of compromising just to earn bread and butter. And if I have to opt for the one, if I'm going to get paid higher, definitely I will opt for that because it's for me, it's kind of compromising with my dreams. If I have to compromise, I would go for the higher package. Why not to have a big car, Mercedes, and all those things when I have to be a servant for someone? So I would like to have all the luxuries and would suffer a lot around the challenges. And so that's the thing. That's I like to do. Thank you.
Definitely, worth facing worth facing the music, but it is quintessential to keep the balance. So yeah. So we have Sagar. Would you like? Sorry if I'm calling you. Yeah. So welcome to the stage, guest Sagar. So what's the best money advice you have ever received, and did you follow it? So what's the best money advice you have received, and did you follow it? Yes, Sagar.
What is the best money advice and have I followed it?
Yeah.
I think it's not a single advice that I have received. I have received numerous advices till this date. Few of them I was able to grasp and follow, but I think most of the advices that I have received, I have missed to follow them. And I think, if I'm not wrong, all of us might have got advices at different stages. I'm sure someone might have got just before a COVID when there was a dip to invest in some of the other stocks. Many of us in last couple of 2 to 3 years might have got an advice to invest in stocks which are more reliable, such as Suzlon or some XYZ. Yeah, and I have missed them a lot. But one advice I would definitely say, the advice that I have received from my father, which I always try to implement, to save at least 20% on a month-on-month basis from my actual salary, whatever I get. So that was my takeaway. At least save 20% of whatever you get. Back to you, table topic master.
Parents are our true well wishers, so it is quintessential that we follow their advice. Thank you. Thank you, Get Saru. So I think so I have one more bonus question. Nice. Please. So yes, little tricky. So if your wallet could talk, what would it say about your spending habits? Sure. So if your wallet could talk, what would it say about your spending habits?
Thank you so much. So with this UPI era, bank talk and wallet. But it teaches me a lot. Like when I see my habits of spending on UPI, so we didn't see what we are spending and we spend a lot. While if I carry a wallet 10 years back, then I know when we are giving cash, it feels us. Like here we are spending some cash, we are spending some green paper, orange paper, and buying something. It makes a valuable thing and it realizes us that yes, uh, a note carrying a signature of our government means something. But with this UPI now, I think, and this auto pay, cherry on cake. Like we don't know when it's deducted money, and on the whenever we just see that, we just see that the bill is huge, and spending goes away a lot more than it should be. So I should be saying that we should be money wise enough to see what we are spending, and we should make a habit of saving first, then spending. As soon as your salary is credited in your account, you should invest first and then keep it for your expenditure for the rest of the month. Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah. So that brings us to the end of our table topic segment. So thank you everyone who volunteered. Your idea was not only provoking but truly money wise. So with that, I hand over the control to Toastmaster of the day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's move on to the last and the final lesson. And this is one of my favorite lessons from the book Psychology of Money. The name of the lesson is The Trap of Never Having Enough. I always say to my team member, there are two things which are never enough. One is time, and second is money. These two things are never enough. The Asia's richest person, Mukesh Ambani, has he stopped working? He's still working, right? So money is never enough. But there is a problem here. And I'll explain you that problem with the help of a story. The story is about a man named Rajat Gupta. He was born and raised in slums of India. But because of his education, his skill set, his knowledge, he reached to the pinnacle of a corporate. He became the global managing director of McKinsey and Company, not just Managing Director of India, but Global Managing Director of McKinsey and Company. Not just that, he became board member of various large corporates as well, like Procter and Gamble, Goldman Sachs, etc. In 2008, his net worth was $100 million. $1 million is equivalent to almost 8 crores. $100 million is almost equivalent to 800 crores. So you can imagine his net worth is so huge, most of us cannot even dream of. But still, he got himself indulged in insider trading. Just in case you do not know what is insider trading means you are privy of an information which is not yet made public, but if it goes public, it will impact the price of the stock in the market. Because of his position, of course, he knew information beforehand. And he used that information for an undue advantage, just to make money. And what happened? What happened next? He was caught. He was put behind the bars. He was fined $5 billion. Not just that, his illuminating career was shattered. In our rush for more money, we always forget there is a thin line difference between being hungry for more money versus being greedy for money. And we need to know when to draw that line. The unfortunate part is, even if I do not link this concept with the criminal offense, but still the unfortunate part in our society is our enough is always moving. Our enough is not dependent upon what I need. Our enough is dependent upon what other person has bought. If I have a car without sunroof, but if my friend buys a car with a sunroof, my enough will suddenly shift. Does it happen with you or not? It happens every time. And not just that, in our rush for more and more money, we miss a basic financial management skill. And I tell you what. Do you know that in 2022, a study was done, and it was mentioned that around 78,000 crores lying in bank accounts unclaimed, 15,000 crores lying with insurance companies unclaimed. Why is that? Because the holder has died and there was no nominee. This is the most basic financial management skill we are supposed to teach kids. But were we ever taught in our schools or in our education system that you need to have a nominee? That's the basic money management skill. And because of that, almost 93,000 crores, it's a huge sum of money for a country like India. It's lying unclaimed. So in our rush for more and more money, the end goal, the end objective is to attain freedom. My lesson number one. If you can attain freedom, if you can attain control of your time, that is the true wealth. With this, I end my TMOD session today, and I call upon the general evaluator for the last session.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Mayank, for those amazing stories and the lessons from the book Psychology of Money. And to tell you a sad reality, I got a car with some roof recently. It's been 8 months, and the first time I opened sunroof was last week for 5 seconds and closed it because too much of heat was coming inside. So it's going waste, and you made me think aloud whether I have taken right decision or not. Car is amazing, but sunroof is gone. But anyways, those were amazing learnings for all of us, and I'm sure we will utilize them in our life. Now we jump into the evaluation section of the meeting, wherein We look at how things happened and how can we make them even better. Right? Remember the story of Imran Khan, and let's try to be Imran Khan for everybody, where we encourage and we give words of encouragement, and through our report, we try and make day of somebody instead of sharing a feedback which the person will be sulking about for the rest of the weekend. First thing first, we invite our speech evaluator, Toastmaster Ayushi, to evaluate speech of Toastmaster. Please, yeah.
Raise your hand if you're stuck in the loop of just one more thing, and then I'll be happy. That is exactly what our speaker Toastmaster Sagar did to capture our immediate attention. And from his speech, I realized that happiness is a choice that is totally dependent on us. And to tell us about that, he gave us a timeline where when we are a child, when we go to college, then we become an employee, then we get married, and then we have kids, and then the cycle repeats itself once again. And he also shared the two stories, the one with his cousins in Goa, and the client meeting that made him realize that happiness is something that we can have. How I think we can make the speech better is that I was really able to relate with the timeline that when you're a kid, you want to just go to college. When you're a college, you want to be an employee. These stories, the ones that you shared, the one in Goa and the one about the client meeting, you could possibly incorporate it as a timeline in the timeline that you shared. For example, you could give an example when you were a child, how you treated happiness. That if I get 95% marks in maths, my mom would be happy and I would be happy. Then when I go to a vacation with my cousins, it's happiness. Then when the client meeting was there, when you showed them no, that I was really wondering how I would pay the rent. Those things can be incorporated in the timeline, and the emotion fluctuation, the happiness and the sorrowness, you can incorporate it. The project was about vocal variety and body language. You had vocal variety and expressive body language there. You had a good eye contact with the people in person. And it's a lot to look into the Zoom model because we have online members as well. That was really clever that you used the idiom of the day in the last moment. And you gave us a very powerful message that happiness is a choice. So all in all, it was an excellent speech. Excellent speech, and it gave a really powerful message that happiness is a choice. I wish you all the very best for the next projects, and I hope to see you soon on the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ayushi. Toastmaster Ayushi followed what we call the CRC of evaluation. You know, when we were talking who has the boss, there was only one person who did not have the boss. And being entrepreneur, all of us, and I think you perhaps me in particular, but I'm sure that's one common thing. Entrepreneurship is a dream, right? And it's not easy, we all know that. And one thing which gives you is tons and tons of stories. And today you shared one, but I'm sure, Toastmaster Sagar, you have a plethora of these. And it is always a pleasure to listen to you, whether it is in the table topic and more so in the prepared speech when you have a little bit of ample of time. And today you shared an amazing story with us. Try to see, like your evaluator said, try to structure that story a little bit more in the sequence of storytelling. Is that when you will have attention, because I'll tell you, not many of the people in the world have the experiences which you have, setting up an entrepreneurship, that too in a field which is very unique. Most of the Indian entrepreneurship is a dukan kholo, that is to open a shop in a corner, and that's the kind of entrepreneurship my ancestor and a lot of my brothers are doing. But yours is very unique. World will love to hear them more and more. So I'm sure by learning the steps towards storytelling, you are on your way to become a great storyteller. Your experiences, the world would love to. Thanks so much. Let's give them a huge round. Today's section is going to be abridged because we have two things coming up. That is first inspiration ceremony and followed by the cake cutting. Our club has turned 11 and it's a moment of pride and celebration for all of us. We try to keep our evaluation short and sweet, right? And sweet has to be something which you savor through the weekend and doesn't make you sulk over it or doesn't make you negative over it. So what first we'll act, since the role players are also common, so let me first invite timer and grammarian Toastmaster Pritish. He's our quintessential man today, and let us ensure that he does not miss out. Yeah, over to you.
So for the timing section, for the prepared speech, Toastmaster Sagar took 5 minutes. For the table topics, Toastmaster Aditya took 2 minutes 4 seconds. Toastmaster Rhythm took 1 minute 16 seconds. Toastmaster Dikshita took 1 minute 38 seconds. Toastmaster Shashank took 1 minute 16 seconds. Toastmaster Sagar took 1 minute 25 seconds. Toastmaster Sharad took 1 minute 20 seconds. For the evaluation section, Toastmaster Ayushi took 2 minutes 33 seconds. This was my timer report. Now coming back to the word of the day and idiom of the day, it was used multiple times, and there is no need to face the music. So, word of the day was used by Toastmaster Prince, Toastmaster Mrinal, Toastmaster Bhavna, Toastmaster Ashish. Idiom was used by Toastmaster Mrinal, Toastmaster Sagar, and Toastmaster Ashish. There were lists of quotes, thoughts, words, or sayings which were incredible. Some were, I am my biggest investment. Second one was compare yourself on both sides of the curve. Now, there were some improvements which I would suggest would make the speaker's speech much more efficient and much more bright. It was, I didn't want to face the music. It would be, I never wanted to face the music. In the taxi should be inside the taxi. If you have need, should be if you have a need. You have to have, it could have been you need to have. Someone gave you 10 lakh. It should have been someone gave you 10 lakhs. Pay a lot. Would be pays a lot. It never feels. It should be it never feels. It should be it takes. So that's my end of this improper usage of grammar and then list of quotes, words or sayings which I like, and idiom of the day and phrase of the day. And I wish everyone very best.
Thanks so much, Pritish. One thing which I do wrong pretty often is not adding S where S is required to be added, and vice versa. And likewise, another thing which I do wrong is adding or not adding the or the, and the or the differentiation. Somebody really helped me understand. Maybe we have we call him professor. Someday maybe it will be good to have that as a topic of the day to understand. This is so common, and thanks so much, Pritish, for observing that very closely. Despite you had a couple of words. Let's give him a round of applause. So let's now invite Toastmaster Saurabh, who is our speed breaker checks today, and he's going to tell us how many earls and ums we used.
Back again with my detailed report. Let's find out who kept it clean and who might need a little polish. For prepared speeches, Toastmaster Sagar, you used 2 times, so 3rd times. For table topics, just Aditya, he used so 1 time. Toastmaster Rhythm, you used so 5 times, you know 1 time. Toastmaster Dikshita, you used so 1 time. Guest Shashank, you used 1 time, so 2 times. Guest Sagar, you used so 1 time. Toastmaster Sharad, you used so 2 times. For evaluators, Toastmaster Ayushi, no filler words. That's it. And back to Toastmaster Ashish.
Thanks so much. Now we come to the journal evaluation report of mine. Let me start backwards. And first, let me talk about the job done by our twin role players today. Fantastic. And again, Sajid Arm as well as our counter. And this is one area which I would urge all of you. In our growth journey, what is very important is that we are taking roles again and again. And if we are coming, try and see that you grab a role. And there is no negative marking here. Of course, it's a very safe environment. And if you take a role, your own learning for these 2 hours, the ROI of these 2 hours, since we are talking about the money, it is important. ROI is return on investment. So those of you who are not as equipped with the financial methodologies, to get more out of the time, try and see that you take a role that helps incrementally, apart from, of course, attempting table topics, which many of you did. And because today we had a couple of the twin role plays. While it is a challenge for them and they are taking it, but it would be better if all of us can take one role and thereby learn as a part of this experience. So that's one input. But I think the two did an incredible job. It's not easy to take two roles and come over here, especially the diligence of the counter as well as on the diligence of grammar, as I said, to be added as or not to be added as was in particular commendable. A couple of inputs which I would like to give as a counter. I think one of the things which we can do is to announce the flawless speaker of the day. That who did not have any or arms. That's one thing which makes you also be a little more particular on who is the flawless one. And also count hours and arms of everybody. The TMOD, because TMOD is of course on the stage for a very long period of time. Practically unlikely to have absolutely no hours and arms, but count it for all. Whosoever is coming on the stage, please count, even presiding officer, etc., etc. Those couple of belts, but I must really compliment Saurav for taking this role for I think 3 or 4 times now. Second time now, yeah, and he really volunteers very fast to grab this. Let's give him a round of applause. Coming to the grammarian, overall well done. One input to you is whenever we are sharing good usages, let's try and see that we take the name and point out. And the challenge you have is to take timer as well, and which becomes of course difficult because you have to keep eyes in not many places, and timer role is also quite stretched. Try and see you note down a little bit more of the good usages throughout the meeting, and of course when you take it as one role. Right now you're taking 2, and therefore it was perfectly okay for you to do what you did. Have a little bit longer list of the good usages and point out as who did use that particular usage. And I think that's a good way of encouraging the person. Overall, well done. Especially like your noting down of the specificities. I struggle to find out errors in grammar because my own is international level. So that could be, but kudos to you for that. Thank you so much. Coming back, evaluator, I think did a fantastic job of doing the speech evaluation in a CRC approach. And that was well done. I'll cover the table topic evaluations now. I think all the table topic speakers who came on the stage today, kudos to all of you for your confidence. And I think this is one thing I observed. Even guest came on the stage, extremely confident speaker. Our levels of table topic speaker is going up, which is, I think, commendable. And all of us deserve a round of applause. In particular, one build which I want to give to all of you, try and see how you can challenge yourself to end it with a call to audience. In the end, when we are coming for the stage, each and every person, if you see we are coming for, whosoever is coming for the stage, is leaving something with you, right? And as a speaker, what is important is to end with what is one message which you want to leave with the audience. Right? I want you to ponder over something, or today I want you to go back home, think about it, write something. Leave that one message to the audience, especially Sharon did it as I noticed. And if someone else did it also and I did not notice, apologies for that. But Sharon did that, and I would like everybody who's coming to all of you had time. Nobody came at 2 minutes 30 seconds. Try and see you do that before you leave the stage. So that way the value of your speech is going up when you're summarizing it at the end with the call to audience. Works? Excellent. Coming to person by person feedback, Toastmaster Aditya was the first speaker. One thing worth every penny. You're a guest, Aditya, right?
Yes.
Yeah, guest, Aditya. You've been a Toastmaster earlier.
Yeah.
Was visible. I was saying, oh my God, is he the first time speaking? My God, you used CASA approach very, very well. Your hand gesture, you were talking, you were communicating to virtual audience. Superb job. Man's Search for Meaning, one of the most profound book, and thanks for sharing such lovely insights for that. Overall, fantastic job done. One small little build for you. Try and see if your speech can be better connected to the topic. One thing worth every penny. It was a little more. I felt was a little more where you would spend money. Well, purpose is important, but worth every penny. So of course, this is one challenge which all of us have. Table topic, whatever comes to your head, you go like a bullet train. You don't have too much of time to think. But better connection, this is one point whenever a table topic is assessed, the connection of the topic and the speech is looked at. Your speech was wonderful. A little better connection would have helped. Thanks. Appreciate your good job done. Rhythm, somebody gave you 10 lakhs. I think you should connect with Prince and ask him where is 10 lakh. You were very confident, also shared that you will not put all your eggs in one basket. He told you to give option of spend, save, invest, or donate. The donation was not in your mind. Agarwal's community, I can completely understand that. I am one brother of yours as well. Challenge yourself to end the call of action is one input to you. Overall, well done. Dikshita, money decision you'll regret. You took off like a bullet train. Your hand gesture, the story which you put together, your enthusiasm was amazing. I think in 90 seconds, if I've heard a complete story in such a good articulate way, wow, I struggled to that, and you condensed the whole story so very nicely. Call to action, little bit would have, and it was there. The message was there, but summarizing it at the end would have helped. So I think that's something which can help you. Yes, Shashank, job that pays but dislike or you like it and it doesn't pay. You brought humor on the stage, which I think a lot of people struggle. The moment you said job, why job, and I think that was a very interesting start. At the beginning of the table topic, what all of us are trying to do is to grab attention of the audience. And starting with something funny is the best way, because the moment you manage to bring a laughter on the audience, they are with you, and then you have to keep them with yourself. So I think that was very well done. And stitching a little bit of better story and connecting with the call to action would be something which you would work on over a period of time. But very confident delivery and especially bringing the laughter was really icing on the cake. Guess Sagar, best money advice. Yeah, saving 20% and your father's advice. In the beginning, I think it went a little bit off, all right, but you brought it back, communicated what advice you're talking about. Only one input to you. Try and see that you connect better with the call to action at the end. Toastmaster Sharath, your topic was wallet that could talk. It was an interesting one. Again, I think the way you started that it brought smiles to everybody's face. That was amazing. And you ended with a call to action, and your overall topic was extremely well done. Flow of your topic is something which I would urge you next time you're on the stage. Try to see that you keep working on. Flow is something my experience does not come in one go, but over a period of time you will get better. But I can clearly see from the Sharath which we saw 1 year ago or so to now, I clearly see your progress and your journey. Congratulations. So this was overall the report. Coming to the meeting overall, I think it was supremely energetic meeting. I think couple of areas which we excelled at is that despite all the challenges, and somewhere we got that method right. It's never easy, especially on the hybrid meeting. It is never easy to organize. I think kudos to the people who are behind it. I'm also one of them, by the way, right? But I play a lesser role. So therefore, as a journal evaluator, I can compliment today. I think very, very well done. Can we have a huge round of applause? I thought Toastmaster of the day was really a highlight today because the strength of the topic, B, you added the stories and the way you delivered it was marvelous. And I thought it was extremely well done. Carried some amazing lessons. Psychology of money is there at my home, but I have not read it so far. But I have now definitely. Thanks so much for sharing those lovely insights. And I think stories and your way of storytelling and engaging the audience is what stood out. One aspect to slightly work on is with regard to the time management. And I felt your content at times was a bit repetitive, which you could work sharpen as you go along. But overall, extremely good job done. Table Topic Master, Toastmasters Prince, was it the debut? First time?
Yeah.
Amazing topics. Something linked to the theme of the day, which I think is fantastically well done. I like that you repeated the topic twice, and that's something which we asked. A lot of seasoned ones also end up missing, and that was very well done. Normally we say name, topic, name. So your name, topic, Toastmaster Prince. How are you? Toastmaster Prince. Right. So this is the flow. It was not exactly this, but you shared. You said Toastmaster Prince. How are you? Over to you. So that's generally what you followed, which is very clear. But for the benefit of all, this is how. And the reason it is said is two things. One, it gives adequate opportunity to the speaker to listen your topic. So you are sharing it twice, and also give the person a little bit of time to process it. And I think that was very well done. Overall, I thought you gave one bonus topic also. Thank you for that. Right, and engagement of the audience was very good. You drew guests, and overall extremely well done. Being a debut, superb job. One input that next time you take it, try and see how can you condense the topic a little. It can be condensed. So if it is in a fewer words, then it is easier for the speaker to listen and attempt. So the topic can be same, but it could be condensed in terms of words. Right. For if I were to give you an example, that job pays but you dislike, or you love but it pays, right? So it could be that what would you prefer, money or job satisfaction, right? So that way it's the same, you're asking the same question but in the fewer word, so that the risk of the speaker not listening it properly and the pressure on the speaker goes down, right? Because if it's such a long topic, one big struggle which I have as a table topic speaker is to remember the topic. After 30 seconds are over, I have forgotten topics most of the time, right? And if it is a long one, then it becomes even more difficult. You want the speaker to remember it and then paraphrase it at the end, that what was my topic and how I have spoken. The shorter words help in that sense. Overall, well done, especially as the debut. You should give a round of applause. Right, so that is it for my journal evaluation report, and now I hand over the stage to the presiding officer.
Thank you everybody for making this meeting wonderful and successful. And thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Ashish, to providing us with the comprehensive report of the entire meeting. And a big thank you to Toastmaster of the Day, Maya, who not only is a confident speaker, but actually I love the way he actually captivated us with his storytelling. And one thing he made us realize that money making needs skills, but money management needs emotional control. And I'd like to share one story of mine. Like when I started working, as all know, we get peanuts, and still we are getting peanuts. That's the mindset we all have. So I didn't want to invest in anything. And my dad was like, invest. And I was in that ego level that I'll leave my job and then I'll see what happens. And I left my job happily, and for a year, I was jobless. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to ask money from, because I didn't want to ask money from my dad, because I was the one like invest bhi nahi karna hai, job bhi chhodna hai. But I realized the importance of money is saving at that moment, because he forced me to invest in SIP. He forced me to invest in one more insurance. I didn't even remember that. But that too actually helped me. So actually agree with that money management is actually emotional control. And that's all for today. And the link has been shared. So please vote for your favorite role players. And Sagar and Sunny, are you guys there in the guest group? Because we do have a voting link where you can actually vote for your favorite role player. Sagars and Sunny, can you guys unmute yourself and can you just confirm, are you guys in the guest Eloquent group, please?
We are. Yes, we are.
Okay, all right, thank you. Just vote for your favorite role player.
I am not able to see the form.
You're not able to see the form, Sagar?
Shall I do one thing? I shall drop my messages to someone to give the vote.
1 minute, we're just checking the form. It's there? Yeah. The guest group. It's there in the guest group. Can you check once, Sagar?
It's a guest group. Okay.
Google form.
It would be a link.
It will be linked the last message, yeah.
Sorry, I'm not in the guest group.
Oh, you're not in the guest group. Okay, 1 minute. Can you just type your number, please? In the chat box?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll send you Sagar.
Share it in the Zoom as well. Okay, yeah, thank you so much. You can
Also, I'm sending you Sagar the link to join our guest group.
it's in Zoom channel. Well, can we take feedback from our guest, Sashank? Would you like to give your feedback? Like, what do you like and dislike about it?
It's completely giving me
Okay, it's the opposite.
when my teacher speaks, gives me more of a senior and the speaker.
Oh my God, we have to change the Open.
The stairs of its settings.
You know, last thing I came and everyone especially was here and everyone was back for quiet. I didn't say hi to him. But it's all good. I'm looking forward to that.
So this is the exact feedback I'm scared of now. Because it's giving you office settings that I have to think about. Thank you so much for coming. Harsh, would you like to speak a few words?
Yes, so this was an overall very positive experience. A lot of mind for all the financial lessons I implemented. And lastly, I would say that over the years I've observed that I've lost the confidence in myself. So I really think that this will help me more than that.
Thank you so much, Harsh, for coming and love to have you as a member speak. Yes, Sagar, would you like to say a few words for our club about the meeting? Yes, Sagar, if you're speaking. Okay, all right.
Oh, hi. It was a great meeting. I would say I have been skeptical for a year to whether I should be joining some club in Gurgaon or no, but I think I made a mistake. I should have attended this meeting long time back. So I would like to join the group.
Yeah.
I will be connected with someone, whoever would be the VP.
Thank you so much, Sagar, for the feedback. So we'll speak to you after the meeting. Yes, Sagar, would you like to comment on anything like feedback? Good, bad, anything? Neutral?
Great meeting. I could see that most of the approaches, whatever we used to follow, are being followed. This is one of the best meeting I could have attended, like in a long time, I would say. Yeah, it was a great time, and I would really like to hang out with you guys and attend the meetings.
So much, Sagar. Yes, Sunny, would you like to say something?
Yeah, sure.
Now you're looking only for good feedback. No more office setting feedback.
Sure. So first of all, I would like to thank the Toastmaster Club for having me. I would also like to add that listening to Toastmaster Ashish is always uh, uh, a learning for us. The way he delivers the feedback, the way he articulate the things on the stage is something to learn from, and it helps us all, I guess. And also the topic, today's topic, making money and management of money, that helped me double click on my current money management, which obviously I will go through again and see where I'm mistaking and where I can actually, doing a good investment. So overall, a great session, a great learning session, and I hope I would be able to attend more of these sessions in future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sunny, for the feedback. And once the meeting is over, I will request guests Sagar and Sunny, they're now to stay back for a couple of minutes. We'll just connect her and we'll let you know about the cloud and everything. And guest Sashank and Harsh, as well as Siddharth and Jessica. Thank you. I think we have received 16 responses so far. Oh, okay. You there with this to that? Okay, can you please?
Voting is done.
Okay, feedback. Oh, okay. Oh, feedback. Okay, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
I love the meeting. I love the meeting. I've been on off first because I'm not with job. You have to start this. Love that we are also giving the super great matters. All the people who folks are doing their responsibility feedback on the festival. I think that's also the work of the step from the evaluators. Thank you, Mayank, for sharing all that wisdom. I think even if you have given me some tips about property, I won't be able to invest in enterprises. That was really well done. So that is my TS.
Thank you so much for the lovely feedback, yes, Aditya, and you also say that. So we have received the responses. So bet, role player, timer British, Grammarlian British, our counter Toastmaster solve. It's Grammarlian Toastmaster British. Picture time. Yes.
The annual is very normal. Maybe
Best role player, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Maya, table topic master, Toastmaster Prince, general evaluator, Toastmaster Ashish.
Toastmaster Maya. The fun one.
Toastmaster Maya. Best speech speaker, Toastmaster Sally. Thank you. Best table topic speaker, guest Aditya, Toastmaster Rhythm, Toastmaster Dikshita, guest Sashank, guest Sagar, Toastmaster Sharad. It's a tie. Yes, Dikshita and Sharad.
He's now area director.
There's a mistake from my side. Yes, Aditya. No, I'm so sorry. Yes, guess Aditya. Give it a time. My mistake. Not even in different blue color. Yeah, sorry. Thank you. Yeah, you can change the blue color. Yeah, that's not able to speak. Yeah. Prepare speech evaluator Toastmaster Aishi. Thank you everybody for attending the meeting, and now we'll have the installation ceremony where we will welcome our new EC members, and the old EC members will be handing over their titles to the new EC members. So we'll start the ceremony now.
You can have Zoom because this need not to be casted live. That can be your choice. If you want to start the YouTube live.
Complete the meeting and thereafter.
Yes. We can do
Yes, go otherwise. Start leaving it.
Okay, fine. Then we'll take that. I'll get it. Okay. I'll get it. Yeah, let's have a Zoom.
Let's taking picture first.
Separately, so yeah,
Some of us to come in that camera, others can come in. Okay, about camera, some of us can come in that. Some of us can come in.
adjourn the meeting. Adjourn the meeting.
This is who's not taking vaccine.
Virtual audience can turn on their camera.
Who's taking Simran, take a screenshot.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So the cake is coming. In the meantime, you connect with the guests you want to, so you can have some chit chat. Right, and we assemble back for the installation ceremony in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Works? Yeah. एक बाहर काट देते हैं उसको भी हो जाएगा
हाँ ठीक है
but the virtual audience will not be able to participate in the cake cutting.
We can
You can go. We'll bring the cake here, but maybe 5 minutes you can take a spot.
Okay.
Not when you are
So for the